Hi, my name is Doug Sagal, and I'm the creator of the patent-pending Release Rite shooting instruction device. This video is to show you how to assemble and use the Release Rite so that you get maximum results from using it to train to shoot the basketball and improve your game. Assembling the Release Rite is a very simple process. There are about 13 steps. What I'm going to demonstrate now is how to assemble it in the order that you would when you receive this package from me. All right. First thing you do is you take this piece with the slip slide tee and you place it on this pipe so that it can slide along. Then you take this piece with 3 sections coming off of it. This will be your base, and you attach this pipe to the remaining opening, the remaining horizontal opening. Then you take this pipe, and there's a slip side tee on this. You insert it into here. There is your base, and this will be where you establish your footwork. Then you take this another 40-inch pipe, you place it in the top section that's open. Then you get the pipe with the rubber washer and the 45-degree fitting on top of it. You place it inside so that the elbow in this pipe is facing you on this side of the pipe, this direction. This washer is what you'll use to adjust the height of the pipe, and it stops it from going down any further. Next, you'll take this tee with 2 pipes coming off of it and stick it on there. Then you have 2 3-way fittings that will go on each side of it so that there is an opening going vertically and openings going horizontally, which you'll see in a second. The next thing you will do is you will take this pipe, it's about 24 inches long, set it in the vertical opening of this 3-way section. Whoop. Next thing you will do is insert this pipe. 1/2 of it is complete. And you take that pipe in that vertical opening. You take the slip slide tee, drop it down the top, take the opening of the 90-degree elbow, slide it on, and your Release Rite is completed. Okay, now for the part where we show you how to use the Release Rite properly. The key to the Release Rite is standing in the proper position in relation to the Release Rite. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you are close enough to it, because that way the guide hand of the shooting the basketball will come off when it's supposed to. Now, the first thing you want to do is you take this pipe and you put your hand on this washer and you raise the Release Rite so that this pipe is close to even with your chin and is parallel to the floor. This ensures that when you bring the ball in front of your face, the elbow will be under the basketball and not be out too far. The next step is you want to raise your hand and straighten your arm and raise your hand until your elbow is above your eyeball, your eye level. That's where you need to finish your shot to make sure you have proper arch. And you want to raise this pipe so that the horizontal part of it, your hand, when it crosses the plane of this pipe, your hand is above this bar. That way when you finish your shot, if you're above that bar, you're going to know that you're finished in the correct position with a high finish and follow through. And this bar is adjustable. It goes up and down. There's a rubber O-ring on here you slide up and down to hold it into place. So I have this set for me. Now the next thing you do is you take the ball and you put this, your shooting arm parallel to the floor, form close to a 90-degree angle, cock your wrist, and if you can touch this pipe with the ball, you're in the right spot. You're as close as you need to be. One last step, your feet. You slide this slip tee to the knuckles of your foot and slide this pipe out so that your feet have to be shoulder width apart and slightly staggered. If I'm right-handed, my left foot should be a little bit behind my right foot. Some people like to be back here when they shoot. That's fine. You can do that with the release right. Some people believe in having their feet square. That is fine. You can do different things with this based on feel. The most important part is feet shoulder width and feet facing the basket. But you can adjust the release right so your feet can be open in relation to this portion of it because it's round and everything turns. I prefer this method, so this is what I'm going to demonstrate today. Now that I'm standing in the proper place, my feet are shoulder width, my feet are parallel to the target and the pipe. I'm close enough the ball can touch it. Now all I do, I square up the front part of it, and I keep the ball close to my body, and all I do is bring the ball up and I shoot. And I would follow through with my hand when my arm is straight, has to be higher than this horizontal pipe to make sure my elbow is above my eyeball. And my left hand will have to come off before my right hand releases it. This is the most important aspect of it. Now, I like the ball being close to my body. I think that's a good way to teach shooting. Some people like for it to be a little farther away. You can adjust this if you need to. You don't have to stand this close. As long as when you bring your elbow up, it is inside this pipe. It has to stay inside of it. You're okay. So if you want to stand back a little farther, that's fine. You can use it how you want. And as long as when you finish, your shooting hand crosses this pipe so that your left hand has to come off the ball before your right hand releases it, the release right, that's where the name comes from, you're okay. So you can stand back a little bit, as long as your elbow is inside this pipe and your right hand finishes past this pipe and this hand's coming off before you release it, you will have good backspin and everything is okay. So the main thing is feet shoulder width, elbow under the ball, and the guide hand coming off when you release it with your elbow above your eyeball. And you can adjust this pipe as needed. This will work for a player as short as about 4'2". It won't quite all the way go down to chin level. It'll go back to the cheek, but it still works. I believe it will work for a player up to 7'2" tall if I've done things correctly. You just slide it and adjust all the way up, and just the rubber washer holds this in place. The O-ring holds this in place, and you just turn this to be square to the basket and parallel the floor. That's all you got to do. And once you're done with it, it disassembles just as fast as you assembled it, and it's really easy to put away. It's a really good shooting tool to help you get the basics. Footwork, facing the basket, elbow in, one hand release, elbow above the eyeball, and you'll become a better shooter.